Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab, in the wee hours of the morning, the way I like to do what I do for you. Got a nice little lesson for you today. Again, so you know what we do. Right is a 25 rules led by storytelling, story with a message and story for life. I give life lessons. You tune into receiving them. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, is to get you to know thyself. That's why I do everything I could for you to do just that. Know thyself. So here's the question. Do you know you? If not, check me out. I give you ways to do that every day. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not, foolish, disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, it's simple. You teach them. I love that. Stay tuned. That's what I do. I got you. A person who knows not and believes that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers. Know thyself. And to my eye, be true. Today, we're going to talk about another area that I like. Self-mastery. I'm watching all these people talk about self-mastery. Everybody got a concept, so I'm throwing my hat in the ring too. Let's do. Self-mastery is right thinking philosophy to me. That's our goal for right thinkers, to be masters of yourself, aka knowing thyself. And knowing is mastering, okay? So mastering thyself, knowing thyself. You see where I'm going with this? So let's go. Right thinkers. The key to self-mastery, to me, is making that heart and mind coherence, that connection where you are conscious and you are feeling. Heart is where God dwells in man. So if you can connect the heart, which is God, you connect your your ego, your ID, identification with yourself, becoming conscious of who you are, you know thyself, and you know God, because y'all are one. That's the concept of right thinking philosophy in a nutshell, right there. But it's some things you can do to make that happen. So making the heart mind coherence is having that connection where they work together as one. Remember, everything's on the one. Everything immense, it comes from the one. When you are in search or inspired to know what the truth about life, I started my journey over 30 years ago, just in search of the truth. Just I wanted to know. So again, aspiration and inspiring to be better, to know things. So the truth is myself. I didn't know that then, but that was my journey to find the truth. Okay. I was amazing. I did a few other things, running around trying to find myself. Okay. Called self-discovery. But when you discover yourself, you should be have self-mastery. That's the goal. But when you aspire to know the self, okay, and that's the journey of life. What's that? The phrase let us, excuse me, the phrase left to us, excuse me, by our ancient ancestors. And it was known throughout every temple on the door. Man, know thyself. We are being destroyed through lack of knowing ourselves. We've been knowing that for over 2,000 years now. You think that we would work on what? Knowing ourselves. Hello, I'm just doing my part. Moving on. Okay. Trying to save the world, not one person at a time. The goal of right thinking philosophy is to get you, the individual, every individual, to spiritually become enlightened, reach that Neha state where you know yourself and God are one. That's a good place to be in life. That's a good station to walk in. Why? All that walking in God's grace, all that praying and hoping He work out for you. You can make all that possible. You the captain of your ship. You in charge of your destination. You're responsible for everything you say and do. So take responsibility and do the right thing and benefit. But you do the wrong thing and be punished. It's real simple. It ain't brain surgery. But if we can start out young with that concept, we won't have this nonsense going on, not knowing what gender we are, not knowing who we are, not it's too much not knowing going on. We need to get some more knowing. Right thinking philosophy is to do just that. Know at least you. I studied to learn other things, but I live to do and know me. Sorry about that. I guess a little touchy, so calm it down. Self mastery. Again, got to use it. Why? Because if not, we go off the rails. So I gotta keep myself in control. That's self-mastery. That's what it's about. Self-mastery is the modern term for what? I know myself, aka and God are one. I don't run around. Yeah, I'm one. I'm God. No. It's in the deeds, in the actions that you profess for yourself to other people. It's a lifestyle. It ain't a fad. Okay, well, what's right thinking? What's the concept? I teach esoteric knowledge. What's esoteric? Esoteric is hidden meaning, aka forbidden, not meaning you can't do it. It just means it ain't for the masses. So you got to do a little extra work to get the information or the knowledge that I'm trying to present to you. It's college level information, and if you at elementary level knowledge, you got some work to do. Forbidden knowledge, aka right thing philosophy, is hidden meanings of esoteric, meaning EX, the outer layer, okay, the outer concept, the surface stuff, okay, the general information that everybody gets. But can you read between the lines? Can you understand subliminal messaging? Can you see the signs and symbols? All those things, yeah, I take for granted. Those are things that I teach that you can look for and start noticing and recognize and say, wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's the whole idea. Sorry. I want to enlighten you to the world. Open that third eye so you can see what's really going on. Raise the veil of ignorance. That's all we suffer from, ignorance, because we think we know. We don't want to know, or we pick and choose what we want to know. Know yourself. So I teach you how to read and understand esoteric messages that's everywhere. That's how the powers that be operate on that premise. Why? Because they take 85% of the master people to be ignorant. I'm a 5%er. It's another lesson, but get out that 85 percentile. That's not a good place to be. They don't respect you. Okay, they make decisions for you. They tell you what to do and how to do it, and you go with the flow. And then you complain when it don't fit your needs. They don't care about your needs. Why should you care about theirs? Satisfy yours. Know thyself. Get knowledge and understanding that will serve you. With duality, you get two meanings. That's a sign and a symbol that you can use to protect yourself or read signs and symbols that people trying to do, or once you become part of, like a Mason. A lot of people see the compass in the square. I don't have a clue what it means. That's the esoteric meaning. The exoteric is in what you see, the compass in the square. The eso is the lesson that I give as a teacher, instructor of Masonic knowledge. Okay, now I can do it anywhere I want. Yeah, I'll give you Masonic information too. I ain't giving none of the secrets, none of the nonsense, but the same tenets that they live by. Everybody should know that. How to raise yourself to be a better person, the character builder. Again, I'm getting a little, yeah, I'm in my feelings this morning. Now, I taught, again, Masonic esoteric knowledge for over 15 years. But I lived it. I became a Mason. Why? I walked, I talked, I act a certain way. I had nobility. I was noble. Why? Because my character was building better. I learned that then from the Masonic Order. Spirituality, I know where they got it from, so I'm not mad. Remember, I get the origins. I got a book of origins, but that's the whole point. Know where something comes from. Know what it means. Get understanding before you start following something and think, well, this is what they said. What do you know? I don't need to hear what they say. I know what they say. I want to know what you know. And if you tell me what you believe, don't waste my time. Moving on. And I still, watch this, I taught Masonic knowledge for 15 years, lived it, and I was still ignorant to the ancient Egyptians' concepts that I ended up following and finding because I went in search of the truth. Even with Masonic knowledge, I didn't feel comfortable with thinking I had something because I knew it didn't start in 1717. Moving on. Real self-knowledge comes from what? Learning spiritual truths. And no, that's, but then you got to live them, manifest them for yourself. And that's how you master the concept of right thinking and the philosophical concept of knowing thyself. With knowledge and wisdom, not a bunch of superstitious beliefs. Moving on. Learning spiritual truths. That's what you need to do to know you. Find a teacher, an instructor, whatever. But learning spiritual truth, but the main part is manifesting them through what? Manifesting those truths and become a master of self. That's how it's done. The blueprint's already out there. I've been following that thing for over 30 years. And guess what? The last 10 years, I proved one thing. I took other stuff, packaged it up, called it right thinking, and I know I got something good that works for those who want to try it. Check it out. I do a lot of things. Cook, teach, but these things I do because I'm put the time in to get good at. So understand that the best thing you can do is know yourself. Everything else is a gimme. But if you want to know everything else and don't know yourself, you're going to have problems. That's right thinking philosophy. I studied again, and I learned a lot of things outside of my philosophical points of views. Why? Because that gives you worldly information. It gives you better, broader perspective about things. You ain't just narrow-minded to one thing. If it ain't this, it ain't nothing. Open-minded. That's all. We have sages, gurus, master teachers, Buddhas, mystics, and all of them have different names, but guess what? They all mean the same thing. I know thyself. Self-discovery. Whatever you want to call it. I'm enlightened. All those are saying the same thing. Nihas. It's the work that you put in to have to be able to do that. I wear this title because that's what I put the work in to attain. Okay? Living up to the title that you're given is how you earn the title. Having a title and using it for your selfish gains is misuse of the title. We do a lot of that going on. You can study astrology, psychology, mythology, but mastering of self is spirituality. I'm a spiritual being. We all are spiritual beings having a human experience. The human part is to find out that you are spiritual through wisdom, studying, knowledge, and understanding, and manifesting for yourself so you know you and God are connected from your understanding. Like my man said, the God of my understanding. I ain't got to follow your God. I keep getting quick. Listen, for all y'all my friends, and I love all y'all, but you keep giving me y'all theological, Christianity, philosophical points of view, which I respect, but I don't subscribe to. I got a philosophical perspective that I live by. That's what I go by, not the lesson that you try to give to me. Well, you know, you got to be this, you got to be, I got to be nothing but stay black and die. So all that giving me advice, you keep it, you use it for yourself. That's what it's going to do. The good, that's good. You use it. I have mine. Understand that, no disrespect, but stop teaching a teacher. Okay, when you become a master, then you can teach. Until then, let me do what I do, and you do what you do. But teaching me, don't need. Okay, where am I? Where we at now here? Where I stop at? Okay, yeah. She taught Netta, semi-Tawi, right thinking philosophy, Mayat philosophy, all teaches what? Self-mastery, okay? To reach, to learn the hidden meaning of the hidden one. Amen. That everybody say after the prayer don't have a clue what they're doing or talking about. That's the hidden one. Okay, that's conceptually, that's God. I live by spiritual truth. I found ancient ancestors and I learned them, yes, but I live by them. I don't just teach and talk a good one. No, I live by them rules. Okay. And if you know me, you say, but yeah, That's how I do. The same way Christians live by your doctrine, I live by my philosophical, my philosophy. Simple. Freedom of will. Okay, your choice to choose what works for you. That's my thing. Philosophy. I ain't saying you got to be this, got to do that. No, I'm saying what works for you. That's what makes it right. If it's for you, it's right. If it works for you, it's right. Simple. Okay, next one. Excuse me. Self mastery. Obtaining self mastery is why God gave man free will, aka conscious. All the animals ain't got none. We the only species that know that we can die. Roaches, animals, ants, none of them have a death concept. Why? They don't have a conscience. They don't know themselves. They can't. But we do as humans, so we should take advantage of that. At least we got dominion over everybody because of that. Say that lesson, dog. Get up your soapbox. Let me get this lesson out the way. Right thinking is needed in order to learn and live by the lessons that you learn. Same thing. Religion, they give you lesson. You gotta live by them. Same thing. Okay. We all think yes, but to become conscious, to wake up, to be aware of your higher self is to know God and yourself, aka know thyself. Religion's supposed to do that for you. That's their goal. That's why I say I know the intent of religion, but when they misunderstood and corrupted and tainted, it's hard to get the truth out of you guys. It's like the cocaine. Once it touched 2 or 3 hands, oh, it ain't what it was from the first hands. So get pure religion. Don't get the watered down stuff. I use that analogy. I like that concept. Remember, I'm a drug man. I know with the right thinking process, you can what? Learn the truth. More important, you can live those truths for yourself to know they work for yourself. And that way, if you got something that's good, you got something that works, you don't want to hide it. You want to pass it on. Yo, man, look, check this out. I'm that. Check this out, dude. I ain't going to tell that story. Sometimes I got a bunch of stories. Some of them I don't want to tell, but they stuff that pertain to me trying to make my point. But moving on, I ain't gonna do that. I gained self mastery. How? From studying and then implementing and manifesting the stuff that I studied to see do it work. And I've spent the last 10 years teaching it, but I spent the first 20 years just learning it. That's the difference. Born again, resurrection, rebirth, baptism, spiritual enlightenment, Nehas, Christhood, Horushood, anointed. All those is names for those who Buddha, who those become enlightened. All those names are those who found themselves, who found out that them and God are one, and they did the same thing I'm trying to do, spread the word. So that's my deal. Moving on. Last one, I'm about to wrap it up again. I appreciate you. This is my pet peeve. The sooner you learn spiritual truth. Put it in our young, put it in the nursery, put it in the element, change the education system to spiritual truth for our young, and we change the world. Why? Because they can run with it. I'm too old for that. So I can just instruct, help, and guide them along. I ain't trying to be in the fray, but young people love that. When I was young, I was in the fray the wrong way, but now I'm trying to change the dynamic. Okay. Educating our young to who they are and what they can become, the sooner, as soon as possible, the better the generation that gets that will be. I guarantee you that. I teach older people. I prefer younger people. No discretion, but I know that when I see old people change and grow and blossom, because all the stuff they did before this, wow, yeah, we all say the same thing. Yeah. But imagine if we did give it to our young people, they wouldn't have that. I should have. 20, 30 years of nonsense of their life wasted with this stuff that they give us and been giving us since we've been here and we ain't figured out. Stop taking the medicine. Don't drink the milk. Why? It's spoiled. Don't take the knowledge. Why? It ain't no good. Same thing. So moving on. I got to wrap this up. Sorry about that. Hearing the truth early in life is the key to knowing thyself for the rest of your life. Why? Because you can build that on truth. We build off of falsehoods. We build off of belief and superstition. That's not good to find out that it was wrong. How about we get the truth early? So that's my pet peeve, and I'm driving that one home. I'm thinking, watch this, how much smarter or how much better I would be if I knew myself earlier in life. That's the one caveat that I regret. I came into spiritual knowledge and enlightenment over 30 years ago. I should have came into it 30 years sooner. That's my point. That's my show. I'm out. I got to go. I'll be back.